everybody. This is Lisa from Prims on Greenway. My channel usually is about cross stitch and other needle arts that I do. However, today this is going to be a special edition, Flosstube number 8, entitled Wool Along Friends, because this video is all about a wool along that I'm hosting along with my new friend Bonnie. She is from Log Cabin Stitcher, and I had the pleasure this past week of doing a Skype chat with her, and we discussed a little bit of a plan regarding our wool along. I'm also very excited that other floss tubers out there are starting to introduce wool applique. I find it a nice alternative to cross stitch. You know, sometimes it's nice to do something different for a little while. Another advantage to wool applique is you can usually finish your projects very quickly. As I've said before, I tend to be a product stitcher, and so I like to get things done. So it's right up my alley. In addition, generally you don't need any magnification. Usually you can just sit down and stitch with your regular glasses, you know, unless you need readers prescription-wise. But other than that, really no magnification necessary. So it's easy to get started. You really don't need a whole lot of accoutrement besides your wool and your needle and your thread. So today I'm going to try to inspire you to join us by showing you some projects I've done, some books, talk about some videos where you can learn how to do wool applique. I'm going to try to link a lot of stuff in the description section right below the video, so keep your eyes peeled there for further information. So let me start by talking about some books. If you are a learner who does well with books, pictures, words, that type of stuff, I have two places that I can send you. One is a book called Wool, Needle, and Thread. This is by Lisa Bongean. I believe her name is spelled Bongean. And this book will take you start to finish with wool applique, step by step. I don't have a copy of it, but I've seen her present it before on videos, as well as other floss tubers present it on videos, and it really looks excellent. I will again try to link that below so you can at least take a look at it. I'm sure they sell it at many places, but I will link it below. The second one I want to point out is another wool applique designer by the name of Rebekah Smith. I have shown this book before. She actually has 3 books out. This was her first one. And in the beginning of this book, she does show you all the supplies that you need for wool applique. And then she also goes step by step, words and photographs, as far as getting you started on wool applique projects. So there's another second book that I can refer you to. I would like to point out that she also has a website, which I will link below, that I just found today has about a dozen small freebie projects. So those would be patterns that you could get free on her website. They all look quite small, and you could probably finish them up in a week or two, if that. As far as supplies go, sometimes these smaller wool applique projects really don't take much wool. And some stores will sell little bags of snippets of wool, which might be all you need for a very small project. So I do have one of those bags. I actually purchased this bag several years ago through a local quilting shop. And as you can see, it was $3, and there's bunches of wool in here of all different colors, shapes, and sizes, and truly sometimes that's all you need for a project. So I do know for sure, if you're shopping online, that Old Tattered Flag carries these. I was just there about a week ago and did a nice walkthrough video if you want to take a look at it. And I know she had a bin with a bunch of little bags full of wool. And I will, in the description box below, I will link her website for Old Tattered Flag in case you want to go that route with a small free pattern and a bag or two of snippets. The other thing I kind of want to point out at this juncture is some projects can be quite large, and sometimes getting a large piece of wool can be pretty pricey. And so you can use other materials for your background. So I'm going to give you one example here that I did. This was actually out of this book. I have showed this on my Flosstube channel, so I'll be brief regarding it. But this is a housewife, and my background I chose to use is just a cotton fabric. This is just cotton fabric. All these, this piece, these, and this are all wool, and my binding is wool. This is also just cotton fabric. So feel free to mix and match. Remember, these are your projects. Feel free to mix and match colors. These were definitely not the colors in the original pattern. I'll show you very briefly. I have it right here, what the original pattern looked like. These definitely were not the colors at all. And in fact, their binding was not wool, it was cotton. So mix and match, find what you have. I love using what I have on hand. That's my thing. I think that's probably why I'm a prim style, because I love just using what I have on hand. I try not to go out and buy bunches of stuff. Now, there are times that I have to do that, and I do enjoy purchasing, but a lot of times I just like to use what I got, especially when you get that inspiration. What does Brenda and Laura say? It's a stat project. What else does she say? She has a heart attack and a hernia over it. And sometimes I feel that way, like I just want to start it and get it done. So let's see what I can gather up and get going with it. So, a lot of times you can do that with these types of projects, what you might have on hand. So that's one example that might inspire you to do a wool applique project. The second book, while we're on the topic of books, that I'd like to show you is Rebekah's other book. This is her second one, called Seasons of Wool Applique. There's some awesome projects in here. I have a couple. I have one actually that I'd like to show you that I pulled a motif off of and then used it in another way. Now, often we've talked about this in cross stitch, where you can pull off a motif, particularly off a sampler, and you can make it into a drum or a pin keep or something along those lines. Well, what I did here is, this is called Pillows from the Patch, and I did not make one of these cute, adorable pillows. You know who would love this one is Kim from Sassy Jacks with this adorable squirrel on there. But the other pillow over here has this cute little bird on it. Well, I lifted that bird motif off of there and was inspired by this other project called September Storage, which is basically little boxes that they put wool on the top of. Well, the box that I had on hand really didn't fit well with these projects, and so that's why I pulled the bird off of that other project. And let me show you. Here it is. Now, I wanted to specifically point out that I did not use the same colors that were called for. I basically used the wool I had at hand. As you can see, these pieces are relatively small. Definitely could have used one of those scrap bags for something like this. Also, I did not do a wool background. This is a hand-dyed chocolate brown velvet from Old Tattered Flag. And I know it's looking kind of rusty here, but the true color is actually a chocolate brown. So that's what I had on hand, and that's what I used. As far as the box goes, the one I showed you in the picture, the boxes were covered in fabric, but I chose just to paint my box very prim. This paint is just those little folk art paints that you can buy at Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I think they're $1 or so for each color. And again, I used a chocolate brown, and sometimes I'll actually go over that with a wax. Sometimes I'll use a clear wax, sometimes I'll use a brownish wax, and recently I found a black wax that I haven't experimented too much with yet. And then I took the idea out of the book to use a piece of fabric to go around this banding section. And Rebekah goes step by step on how to apply this, but the one thing that really got me, and I just love little details to projects. To me, that's the most fun. When you get the main part done, and then you want to add some little details that just, you know, it's kind of like putting the whipped cream and the cherry on top of your hot fudge sundae. So here's the little detail that I absolutely love. And in Rebekah's book, it shows you how to do a little blanket stitch. This is where the two pieces come together. And I don't know why, I just love that. I think it just gives it that finishing touch that just makes it so cute. I just feel like it looks colonial or something. But I just love it. I just love it. So, so this was a project I did several years ago. Certainly nothing recent, but another way to do wool applique. And this box really was just a what's it called? Paper mache box. I think I got it at an estate sale for like 50 cents. So, so again, it was stuff I had on hand that I said, what can I put together today? And I think this was a one-day project, maybe 2 days with the painting. I don't remember because it was a while ago, but I'm hoping that might give somebody out there some inspiration. So there you go on that. Okay, so the next book, a set of books I want to show you are all from another wool applique designer by the name of Maggie Bananami. She is absolutely awesome. She has some videos out there for people who are video learners. There are several videos out there on wool applique, and one I found with Maggie Bananami. It's a short video, it's about 5 minutes, and basically it's showing her technique of whip stitch. Now, Rebekah Smith, she attaches hers with a buttonhole stitch, and I think you might have seen that here. You can kind of see what a buttonhole stitch looks like. It's kind of in this area. But Maggie Bananami, she just does a whip stitch, which is really just an in and out, in and out, in and out. So it's very, very easy to do. And I did find a video, which I will link below, where Maggie Bananami is showing that. As far as threads go, you can use multiple types of threads. Now, Rebekah uses DMC. I've seen other people use Valdani threads or pearl cotton threads. Maggie Bananami uses regular sewing thread. She uses a Coats and, I think it's Coats and Cotton. I thought I had it written down here somewhere. Give me a second, guys. Coats and Clark, sorry. Coats and Clark, Summer Brown. She just feels like it blends in with her projects very well. And I want to point out, some people like their attachment thread to stand out, so they might use a contrasting color, or some people like it to blend in. And again, that's your own choice. This is your project. You can pick any color you want. Chances are you have some sewing thread at home. I know you have DMC at home. Boom, there you go. You have materials to get going. So, so let me show you some of these books. The first one I have shown before. I was inspired by Carol Saltbox Stitcher, A Day at Sunnybrook Farms. I don't often make purchases that are spur of the moment, but I did in this case. I paused her video and I went and bought this book, and I'm so glad I did. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. On my radar from this book is the Rosy Posy Pillow. I think this is just awesome. It's not very big. It's about a 12 by 12. And one thing I want to point out again in this picture is that this cream colored wool background, well, it's wool. I should have said that. It's wool. However, again, you don't have to use wool. This would be a fairly large piece of wool, which can sometimes be a little pricey. These other pieces are relatively small, and you probably could do it from one of these little scrap bags. So one of my subscribers introduced me to a fabric called utility fabric, and it's from Joann's, and I'm going to show you. Here it is, and it's just kind of a generic cream color. It's almost like a canvasy, not too thick though, almost like a canvasy. Certainly something you could coffee dye, tea stain, RIT dye, age. You could probably ink it. I mean, I think there's a lot of things you could do with this fabric, and my subscriber told me that she often uses this as background for her wool projects. So I'm thinking with that Rosy Posy pillow that there's a possibility I might use this or some other fabric. We'll see. But I do love that project. It is quite small, and I think it's probably doable within a couple days. So you'll probably see that on my channel at some point in the future. So hopefully that will inspire you, and there's lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful projects in this book, lots of them. So I highly recommend that one. Another Maggie Bananami is Pure and Simple, and I will show you the one project. I mean, there's also beautiful, beautiful projects in here too, but the one that I thought was really small and cute and simple, I had marked, but my bookmark came flying out of here. Here it is. Let me see if she's named it. It's called May Basket, and it looks like just a little pin keep. And isn't that adorable? Again, those little wool pieces could just come out of a scrap bag. Oh, there goes my bookmark. Those little wool pieces could just come out of a scrap bag, and then the background, again, could be cotton, could be the utility fabric, or something else you might have on hand. I love the buttons. I have to tell you guys, I'm currently in the middle of a button project, and I am so enjoying it. I will be showing that on my next Flosstube. I'm really having fun with it. So how cute are those tiny little buttons? So again, you might be seeing this on my channel at some point in the future, possibly during our wool along. And then another book called Another Place and Time I am borrowing from one of my subscribers. Her name is Kathy. Thanks again, Kathy. I love this book. And many, many beautiful projects in here. I have to say, in my background, this is the first project I've done from this book. This is not wool. This is actually paper. This is paper on fabric. And I will show that in my next Flosstube, but I just thought I'd put it here for a little ambiance. But the project that I really want to do in this book, for all you cross-stitch sampler lovers, this looks out of this world. Out of this world. Check this out. It's called Maggie's Wool Sampler. Isn't that amazing? That is truly amazing. I cannot wait. And quite honestly, this was the reason I went up to the Old Tattered Flag last week, is because I bought some wool to go with this project. This is just out of this world, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using the utility fabric as the background fabric for this project. I cannot wait to get started on this. This is, as Laura and Brenda would say, this is a stat heart attack and a hernia type project. Like, I got to get going like now. This is just out of this world. This really caught my attention, and I cannot wait to get going on this. Love it, love it. So let me show you the wool I purchased for this project. So at Old Tattered Flag, they have larger pieces of wool. Don't quote me on sizes, but I think they're maybe, I don't know, 10 by 20 pieces. They're around $7.50 each, but this project called for a pretty good list of wools. And so I didn't want to quite spend that much because I knew I wasn't going to be using that much from each piece. So instead, I went with these little bundles. They call them stash builders. And I went with these little bundles. They each come with 3 different pieces of wool. And I know the colors in here aren't showing up very well, but these two are kind of a khaki. Then you've got kind of a print there. And this one's kind of a grayish bluish kind of color. And so to me, you're getting a little more bang for your buck. I think this bundle was anywhere between maybe $5 and $7. I'm not quite sure, but I got that bundle. I got one here that has some lighter colored greens in there. This is a brown, and this is kind of a green-gray type thing going on there. And then I got a set of creams here, which I just love. I'm always attracted to creams. I don't know why. And then I got these 2 little rolls, which probably was the end of a wool. I think this one I paid $2. It's like a brownish, maybe a milk chocolate colored brownish. And then this one's kind of a gold with some greens running through it. And this, oh, the price is on this one. See, this was $3.89. So there you go. Those are the wools I got. So I'm hoping to really very, very soon get started on that wool applique sampler. I think that's just out of this world. So I'm hoping you saw some inspiration there. Oh, and I have one more project that I do want to show you that I've done in the past. I have shown this on my channel. This was a Rebekah Smith. It was a cute little bag type thing that I just hang for decoration purposes. It's a little pocket type thing, but it's a little wool applique going on there. So so there you go. There you go. A little inspiration. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is excitement. I have my first giveaway, and I am so excited. I was contacted last week, I think, by Michelle from Under the Woolen Willow, who we all love. She does awesome, awesome things. And she contacted me and was very excited that we were doing this wool along and that we were starting to introduce wool applique. And so she offered as a giveaway for the wool along 4 of her patterns. She has a if you want to say a set, I'm going to say a set of patterns. They're seasonal. It's autumn, spring, summer, and winter. And they're 4 books that have multiple projects in them. And they are drool worthy. Yep, drool worthy. So they just arrived today in my mailbox. And so I'm going to show you. These are our giveaway prizes. The first one is the autumn book. And here's the front. Look at that crow, ABCs. Look at the little, oh, there's a name to these, and I'm not thinking of what they are. The circles are pennies, I think, but I think there's another name to these little tabs, and I forget what they're called. But inside, there's several projects. Very, very beautiful pumpkin-y type projects. Inside, look at this little pillow. Adorable. Just adorable. A is for acorn. Isn't that great? So there's the autumn. Here is the spring. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And look at all the little projects inside. Look at the B is for bloom. Look at how cute. Welcome to our nest. Look at this. This wraps around a candle, a glass candle. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Michelle. You are something. Look at this. Look at this summer one, guys. Look at the bee scap in the middle. Anna from Quilt Roadies. She's a bee lover. Look at that bee scap right in the middle. Isn't that amazing? And look at these projects on the back. Look how cute. We got, this is a scissor holder. We got some strawberries. And I know it's hard to see back here, but this is the cutest little pincushion. Adorable. Adorable. Look at that. Oh, out of this world. And then the last one is our winter. And look at this guy with the red house. The red house, girls. And here's the red house on the back. And look at these. Oh my gosh. These are like little hearts on a stick is all I can say. Look at how adorable that is. Oh my goodness gracious me, guys. So for this giveaway, I'm going to have you put the words. If you want winter, put winter. Summer, put summer. Spring, put spring. Autumn, put autumn. So there you go. Make it easy. The 4 seasons. If you want to be entered in the giveaway for all 4, great, but you can only win 1. So so that will be one part of the giveaway. The second part of the giveaway is something I picked up while I was at Old Tattered Flag, and this is actually a kit. This is wool and feed sack banner, and basically it's the American flag. Awesome. The stripe is kind of a wool sack fabric, and then the wool is in here for the blue background and then the white for the stars. So this is going to be a relatively easy beginner because you're just tacking on either using buttonhole stitch or the whip stitch, the blue background, and then the white stars. So this is also for giveaway. And for this, put banner. Why don't we put banner? below if you're interested in winning this. Now, due to the fact that we're starting, oh, before I go there, sorry, I just want to point out again the generous donation from Michelle at Under the Wool and Willow. I want to thank Michelle again and again. I'm so appreciative and just thrilled that you offered this donation. And I'm going to link her shop below, guys. So go over there and check out all the awesome things she has. And if you don't win, these are on her website, these adorable, adorable booklets. So since we are starting this wool along pretty soon here in early June, I kind of want to move along the giveaway quickly so that we can get them out to somebody so they can get them started. So Bonnie and I decided that we were going to give 7 days for people to that were interested to put their comments below. And so that would bring us, today's the 19th, that will bring us to next week, Wednesday, which I think would be the 26th. So why don't we say, you know, definitely by the 26th, and I'll probably end up doing the draw on the 27th. So so try to get your comments in there by next week, Wednesday. And then I'm going to give probably only about 3 days or so for you to reply because I want to get them out in the mail. So I'm hoping by the 30th that I'll hear back from our winners. When you do leave your comment, if you happen to be an Instagrammer, please leave your Instagram name because that way I'll comment on your comment and I could also send you a message on Instagram. And that way, hopefully, cross fingers, I can get a hold of you quickly and get these out in the mail. So, you know, I'm just thinking of, you know, ways of getting a hold of you quickly so I can get them moving to you in the mail. So if you are an Instagrammer, leave your Instagram and I can send you a message there too. I'll comment on your comment and, you know, leave a message on Instagram so that we can hook up and we can get moving on this. So, so that's kind of the scoop on the Wool Along. Our hashtag is Wool Along Friends. I'm hoping that if you do delve into wool applique, that you leave a photograph of your progress on the hashtag. I'm hoping people will follow the hashtag and that will bring everybody some inspiration to give it a try. I think trying new things is the spice of life. At least it is for me in my crafting. I love trying new things. And as I said, I loved doing this paper crafting over here. It was so much fun. So look forward to my upcoming Flosstube video where I will talk about my cross stitch because I have started a new project. I will talk about this project and show you some other fun things. Okay, guys, it was great seeing you. Try to get a ton of stitching in there, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.